welcome to another video. Today, you guys, we're back in my sketchbook, and I was doing these little doodles of my OCs, Paxton and Valentine, and I drew Valentine sort of kind of sleeping. It might be hard to see because I'm so zoomed in, but he's sleeping over here, and I was like, oh, I guess maybe he's just not a morning person. So I did these doodles of him having trouble waking up, and then I drew a doodle of him and Paxton in the morning, and Paxton is a morning person. I was like, oh, these sketches are so cute. I kind of wish I could color them in. I can't color them in because there's other stuff on the backside, and I didn't plan for that before I did it. And I got really sad and disappointed, you guys. I was like, damn it, I like that little doodle. I kind of wish I could color it. And then I remembered, oh, duh, freaking idiot, you can color it. All you have to do is print it out. And so I did a digital doodle, and I printed it out on sticker paper. So we're gonna color in this doodle on some sticker paper, you guys. So I know I said that we're in my sketchbook today, but that was a lie. We're coloring this piece in on a separate piece of paper. So yeah, this is the little doodle that I finished. I kind of cleaned it up. It's not 100% the best doodle I've ever done. I mean, the hands are kind of fucked, but other than that, I kind of like it. I think it looks pretty cute. I think I translated this little doodle pretty well, in my opinion. I feel like it looks cuter. The line art is brown. I thought I was going with black, but I kind of wanted it to have a little bit of a softer look because it is like early in the morning. So I kind of wanted it to be like a little bit soft. Like, you know, like light streaming in, yada, beautiful morning together. Bullshit, whatever. So yeah, that's why it's a little bit softer. I'm going to try and go with a little bit more of softer colors, I think. Just so that way it's not like too saturated and jarring. This is the doodle that we're going to be working on today. So we're going to be coloring, you guys. And then after I'm done, I'm going to like stick it in my sketchbook, like over here. Like right there. That's where it's going to go. Not going to be much space for anything else on this page, but that's fine. I don't really care. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not testing these colors before I use them. I'm just going for it. I did not feel like testing this. And if I fuck it up, it's fine because I just printed this out. I'm hoping with this, it's supposed to be a bit more of a red line art, but I don't know how to control colors on my printer, you guys. So it comes out a little bit more brown after I printed it out. I'm hoping it stays like soft and doesn't get like lost when I start coloring it in. And also the reason why I don't know what colors I'm using is because I've actually never colored these guys in with markers before. So I don't know what their skin tones look like. I know that Valentine is Hispanic, so his skin should be a little bit darker. And they both have black hair. I feel like that's okay because they're supposed to be book characters. So I think it's okay if they're not too, if they're a little bit visually similar in that sense. I just kind of wish. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with the hair here, though, because it's going to need to stand out a bit. Because their heads are right next to each other. I know the scene is kind of bare bones, you guys. I kind of had to force myself to try to add more elements. I haven't really drawn a scene before like this. Or like with props and stuff. I know when you're trying to draw scenes, I'm trying to put a little bit more details into it. Because, especially for like things like making breakfast and homes, people usually have a lot of stuff because when things are lived in, you have a lot of things. Like he knows what spices he likes to cook with, oils and stuff like that. Is he the type of person who like cleans up while he's cooking, or does he wait till everything is saved at the end? Like these things all sort of kind of matter when you're like setting a scene. It's just trouble is I'm not very detail minded, and so I'm a little bit trouble coming up with things like that. Okay, that's Valentine's skin. Oh, I'm sorry, just real quick. I imagine the light is coming from the right side. The character's left, but my right. So that's where I'm going to be putting the shadows, is onto the right, but... Those are all pinks. I think that pink is maybe a little bit too desaturated, but that's fine, I guess. We have more shadows we can add. Hopefully this makes it a little bit less desaturated, but probably not. This color is not very saturated, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of wondering if I should have added that. Kind of don't like that at all. It's okay, we can blend it out. If you hate it, just blend it out. That's my motto, you guys. I feel like his eyes are getting a little bit lost because it's the same brown. So not good. That's not good. That's Valentine. We're leaving that before I start to hate it, okay? Okay. I had a lot more colors for her skin planned, but I'm not touching them, okay? I'm not doing it. We're going to be using Ohuhu markers for my friend Paxton because I was like, I have a lot of Ohuhu markers and I don't use them, so it's time to start using them. You guys know what I do like about the Ohuhu markers in compared to Copics? I really like the way that they sound. I think this is bleeding into his face. Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Usually this doesn't bleed, so I don't know what's happening here. Like the Copic one did not bleed at all, so I'm kind of confused. But it's okay. That's why I chose a color that's a little bit more closer to like a skin tone, because if it bleeds, it just makes the skin look a little bit softer. Or it could just blend out a little bit better, you know what I mean? Paxton's hard because all his hair covers like all of his eyes. But yeah. What I was saying about the Ohuhu compared to Copic is I like the way that they sound. Do you guys hear that? It's such a nice, pleasant sound. It's not because like the marker's dry. It's just that the way the nib is, I guess. It's got this like sort of kind of scratchy sound to it that I enjoy. The Copics, you don't really hear them quite as much. That skin is a bit more desaturated than I was planning on it being, but that's okay. This part is going to be like super orange, so I'm going to use it very sparingly. It's okay because I'm gonna blend this out quite a bit. Okay, that's enough of that one. I think this was supposed to be the next one, I think. Yeah. I might use just a bit too much on that hand. That part might not be able to be saved. Oh, I totally forgot to color in the skin right there. I don't know why I did that. Whoops. That's okay. I can save that. I guess because it's mostly just like eyeball right there. I totally forgot about where his eye's supposed to be. Whoopsies. That's okay. He's got a lot of hair is the issue with him. With Paxton. He's got so much hair right there that it gets lost. Like his eyes get lost a little bit. It was not my intention. That's just what happens. Okay, this is looking pretty soft. That's pretty good. Now we can do their eyes. I actually don't know what color eyes Paxton has. I have no idea. I'm so terrible at creating characters, you guys. I don't know what they look like. His eyes are going to be green because I said so. So, apple green to be specific. I actually never really used this color. I'm not sure if it works for an eye color, but that's what color it's going to be right now. I need to start planning out the pupils because honestly, I don't know if these make sense. Or if they just make him look creepy, which I don't mind. I kind of like if he's a little bit creepy looking. Honestly, I like if all my characters are just a little creepy looking. I don't know why. That's actually kind of cute. I'm leaving my cute that is his eye color. I guess I should put some in his teeth. I'm going to try to be sparing with his teeth. I'm not going to put the darkest color in his teeth because I am trying to keep that sort of soft look in there. Just going to put a little bit on the edges. Just so that way you can see that there is some shadow in there. That's good. Hair. How are we going to differentiate their hair? I'm not going to make their hair black. Their hair is normally black. But like I said, I want this to look kind of soft. So I'm going to go with warm grays. And I'm going to try to keep it a little bit. I might put some brown in there just to keep it really soft looking. Because I don't think, just because your hair is black doesn't mean it's the same. for everyone. I might put some red in Valentine's actually, just so that way it's a little different. So the darkest black I'm going to use is W7. That still might be too dark, but we're going for it. It's definitely too dark. Dang. I'm try not to take it all the way to the edge, just to keep it sort of like a rim lighting type thing, where it's like just a little bit lighter on the edges. Honestly, I should pick an edge to keep it light on, but I'm lazy. It should be the right edge though, because that's the one I said the light was coming from. We're gonna try to put pink in his hair, and we're gonna switch what the lightest color is gonna be for the grays. So let's start with the pink, I guess. His hair looks kind of cute pink. I'm tempted to just leave it that way, but I don't think he's the kind of guy who would dye his hair pink. But then maybe he would. He's like kind of, he does like attention. So maybe he would, I don't know. I'm not gonna leave it pink this time though, unfortunately. Maybe next time, I'll have to think about it. He does look kind of cute that way, you guys. I gotta add the black in. Sorry if I'm not talking too much in this one, you guys. I truly don't know what I would say. It's just a simple little doodle of my OCs. I don't really have anything I want to talk about today. I guess I could talk about werewolf AU, but I think I said all I had to say about it without giving spoilers. I guess I've been working on designing side characters for the story because for the longest amount of time, the college guys were just the only ones I wrote about in their story. Like, they have parents and stuff, but I never really thought about what their parents would be like or if they would contribute to the story or anything like that. And I have been coming up with parents for them now. Like, they had parents in like the vaguest sense. Like, oh, of course they have parents. Everybody has parents, right? So they had parents, but I didn't know anything about their parents. Damn it. Sorry, not about the parents. It's about the hair. This looks like black, but it's soft, so now I'm kind of pissed that I went with a darker black on that side. But yeah. So I've been thinking about their parents and like relationship dynamics with the parents and stuff, which is why I think if you are struggling with characters and like what you want to do with them, I do think that AUs are really good to like play around with, because it's like writing fan fiction for your own characters, but then you also like discover characterizations you never would have thought of. Like their parents, I never really would have thought about what to do about their parents if I was not making this AU, honestly. Just because I'm like, their parents were not really relevant to the story when they were in college, because they were at college. Their parents didn't really come up at all. But in the AU, they're like grown adults living in a small town, so their parents should be around, and if they're not around, there should be a reason for it. Let's see, I don't know what color I want to make his shirt. I know the sleeves are going to be white, so I can just go ahead and add some shading there, but other than that, I have like no idea. I don't want it to be red. Like I said, I want it to be kind of soft here, so I don't want it to be too bright of a color or too dark of a color. Broke out my colorless blender, you guys. I never use my colorless blender. Usually I don't really need to blend anything out into white. This is the only time I really use it, is when I need to blend something to white. I try not to use it because it does get things a little bit muddy. Like that. Like it's feathers too much, I think. Gosh, what color am I gonna make that shirt? I guess we can make it pink. we'll make it pink. Because I was thinking about it being red, and if we're keeping it light, it'll make sense for it to be pink. So we need pink, you guys. I guess his bow tie can be pink also. Just forget how well this paper blends. For sticker paper. Well, technically it's not for stickers, it's for labels. But I use it to make matte stickers. Actually, I bought it by mistake. I was looking for vinyl sticker paper, you know, the shiny kind. And this was like, this is for stickers, and I didn't read it. That's my problem when I am doing like a, when I used to buy things a lot on Amazon, I usually try to make sure I'm reading the description of things. But I looked up sticker paper, and it was like one of the first things that popped up. And I didn't read it too closely. I was like, great, sticker paper. And I was like, fuck, this is for labels, and it's matte. And it's not shiny at all, and that's not really what I wanted. And I was like, and it comes with a lot of sheets, you guys, like a bunch of sheets. And I was like, what am I gonna do with all these sheets? And I'm so glad that now I can use them to make stuff to stick in my sketchbook, just because I didn't think that they would take markers so well. But they do. Oh, I'm so glad I made this pink. Honestly, it looks very much just like a light red. That's good. And it uses some of the colors that were in Valentine's hair, so it's a little bit cohesive that way too. Hooray! All right. Matching bow tie, of course. I know I redesigned Paxton to have like this bow tie sweater vest combo, but I think it makes it look kind of silly. But maybe that makes sense for him. He is a little silly. Okay. He looks like Bill Nye the Science Guy. It's so fucking funny. Jeez Louise. Okay. Let's just, I guess all we have to do now is color. I'm not coloring the background. I'm not doing that, and you can't make me. But we can color in these elements down here. These are supposed to be tomatoes. He's supposed to be making breakfast. And I'm assuming that these are tomatoes to go into the omelet that he's making. Also, I know this knife is like very precarious right here. And a knife should not be left that way. I'm very aware, you guys. I just did that so that way you could tell that it was a knife right there. There's not like a lot of, what's the word? Perspective on like the stove and shit. You can't really see that he's cooking on a stove just because of the way that it is. But it's supposed to be a stove. We're not gonna do too much with the skillet. He's cooking something in there. Eggs. I think I said that they were eggs. Excuse me, breakfast. You guys can imagine whatever you want in there. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't eat eggs for breakfast. I usually eat cereal or yogurt. I can't imagine waking up and actually making food for breakfast. I'm so lazy in the morning. I'm like, cereal, and please stay away from me. This is supposed to be cheese. The cheese that I get from the store is usually in a black bag, so we're gonna make it black. Obviously, it's not actually gonna be black, but you guys know what I mean. Warm gray of some kind. Whatever. You cannot tell that that's cheese, but that's what that is. These are salt and pepper shakers, so I don't know why all their stuff is gonna be black, but it is because I'm being lazy. This part should be black. This is olive oil, so we need green for that one. I feel like the lighter color probably should have been in the center, now that I'm thinking about it. But that's fine. Does that look like olive oil, you guys? I don't think so. It looks more radioactive than olive oil, but that's okay. I guess the last thing we have to do is the stovetop. Doesn't really matter because Technically, we're looking at the back of the stove. It's like we're in the wall looking at them cook. So you really shouldn't even see the stove, but I'm just gonna color it in real fast. I'm giving it some texture just because. Anyway, that's done. I could have made it solid black, but I didn't feel like doing that. Would took forever. Okay. Some of my friend's eyes. Just to make him look a little bit sleepy. Honestly, my friend should have some under his glasses. Just so that way they look a little bit more like glasses. I forgot the color in that spatula. Alright, you guys, it's all done. All I have to do now is put it in our sketchbook. I'll show you guys the marker bleed real quick, just so that way I can remember it forever. You guys know how I love marker bleed. For a second, I was like, maybe I should put it at like the front of the sketchbook behind that drawing I did of Kamau to cover up the marker bleed. And then I was like, the hell would I do that? I like marker bleed. I always forget that, you guys. But if you don't like marker bleed, this is a great way to cover up marker bleed. But I do like marker bleed, so I'm not covering anything up. I'm just sticking it in my sketchbook. Like, I was gonna put it right here. But then I was like, the fuck would I do that for? So there you go, guys. That is the finished piece stuck into my sketchbook. I think it turned out pretty cute. I think it's pretty warm. I don't think it looks like there's anything going on in the background. I probably should have added some yellow or something to make it look like the sun was streaming in from the right side of the paper. But I'm not doing that. I'm lazy as fuck. But overall, I think this actually turned out pretty cute. I actually like it a lot. I'm probably gonna write down some of these markers that I used so that way I can remember what these characters look like, because I actually like the way that their skin turns out. I think it looks really cute, really soft. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!